Question 6 is one that will typically catch out quite a few students when they're doing an exam. Here we are asked to combine means for different groups. So we have a group of boys, which is 28, and a group of girls, which is 26. And we have the mean for the boys and the mean for the girls, and we want to do an overall mean score for the whole group. Now, the group sizes are different. One is 28, one is 26. So what you cannot do is just add the two means and divide by 2. That does not work because the group sizes are different. There's a heavier weighting for the boys than for the girls. What you need to do the mean is the total score divided by the total number of people. So in this case, the total test scores for all the kids, all 54 of them, and then divide that by the 54 to give you the mean for the whole group. So as first step here is we take the boys' score, which is 22, their mean is 22, and you multiply that by the 28 boys. That gives us a total of 616. So all the boys, all 28 boys, scored a total of 616. Then we take the mean score for the girls, which is 23, and we multiply that by the 26 girls, and that gives us 598. So the total for all the girls is 598. I can add those two scores together to give you 1,214. So that is the total score for the whole class. Now, mean for the whole class, therefore, is going to be the total score 1214 divided by the total number of children, which is 28 plus 26, which is 54. And then that works out to be 22.48148, and it carries on. Okay, now the question says to 1 decimal place, so we round this number now to 1 decimal place, giving us an approximate answer of 22.5 marks as the average. But you do it that way round. What you don't do is just add these two and divide by 2. Now, if you did, in this case, you're going to get 22.5. But if you just put the answer down, you're not going to get any marks at all. You have to show your method, and you have to show you've taken into account the total score for the boys, the total score for the girls, the total score for the whole class, dividing by the 54. If you don't show the method, you will score 0. So do not get caught out on a question such as this one. Mean from a data table is quite a common question. So here we have the data for 22 pupils, and that's the number of times they've been late. So 8 students have been late 5 times, 2, 6 times, 8, 7 times, and 4, 8 times. And we want to find the mean of the data in the table. So what we need to do is work out what is the total number of times the 22 students have been late. To do that, we just multiply the number of times by its relevant frequency. So the first one I'm going to do is 5 times 8, and 5 times 8 is 40. So that means that those 8 children here were late a total of 40 times. Then I'm going to do 6 times 2, which is 12. So those 2 children there were late a total of 12 times. Then I do 7 times 8, which is 56, and we carry on in the same way. 8 times 4 equals 32. And that gives me the totals for each of these groups of children. Then I need to total that up. So I'm going to add all of these up. So I'm going to do 40 plus 12 plus 56 plus 32, which I think comes out to be 140. So 140 is the total times late. The total late times, or the total times late, is 140. So the mean will be 140 divided by the number of students, which is 22, which gives an answer of 6.363636, and so on. Question asks us to round to 1 decimal place, so that's approximately 6.4 times will be the mean average number of times the pupils were late. The temptation when you see one of these tables is to just multiply and add and divide because you think you're working out the mean, but read the question carefully. This one says find the median. So it's very different from the one before. Median, we know, is the middle value. So we want to find the middle pupil out of 19. Now when we have an odd number of people, let's just do a simpler version with, say, 5 pupils. The middle one here is the third one. And there'd always be just one number in the middle, so it's quite easy to find. So if I have 5 pupils, what I do is I do 5 plus 1, divide by 2, equals 3. So I want the third one in my list. First, second, third student, whoever that is there, that is the median person. But if I had an even number, let's just say I got 4 pupils in a class, well, the median is here. It's between the second and the third. So I can just do 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So I want the second position, 1, 2, and I want the third position, and I want to find where these are, because there's going to be 2 in the middle. So remember that little thing I just put there? That's just a reminder for you how to work out the middle value and find the position. Now let's go back to the data in the table. Remember, this data here represents 19 pupils. If we were to list them, we would write down 4 one time. So I'd write 4. Then 5 4 times. 5, 5, 5. Then I would write down 6 once. Then I'd write down 7, 8 times. And this is just really painful. It's just too much. So we don't do that, but just imagine that in your head. Imagine everybody lined up in their number of times late. Okay, so what we do now is we want to find the middle person. We have 19 pupils. So 19 plus 1 equals 20. 20 divided by 2 equals 10. So the 10th person is the median. So we have to find the 10th person. And we just start counting through. So we can go, this is the first person. Then there's 4 more people. So that means I've done 5 people so far. The next one is the 6th person. I still haven't got to the 10th one. But when I get into the next group, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's going to be in this group, because this group goes all the way up to 14th person. So the 10th person here is going to be in this group of 7 times late. So the median is in this group, and the median then is 7 times. So it is a bit strange, but that's what you want to do. You want to work it out, so you're just counting your way through to wherever the middle person will be. Remember, these are representing people lined up. We just put it in the table because it involves less writing and it's easy to look at than a great big long string of numbers.